He's going to be a dictator on day one, and damn if he isn't a dictator. He got back into office, and his former chief strategist, Steve Bannon, just added more fuel to the fire. Take a look.
Well, he's going to get a third term. So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president 28, and people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is, but there's a plan, and President Trump will be the president in 28.
I haven't really thought about it. We have some very good people, as you know, but I have the best poll numbers I've ever had. I would love to do it. I have the best numbers ever. It's very terrible. I have the best numbers. If you read it, am I not ruling it out? You'll have to tell me.
One theory on how you might try to serve a third term, and you could run as the vice president.
Yeah, I'd be allowed to do that. I think the people wouldn't like that. It's too cute. It's not. It wouldn't be right.
So, just so we're clear, you have nothing to say about any of this. Just understand that, okay? Republicans have pretty much given him free rein up till now. Are they going to let this happen? Are y'all going to let it happen? Just asking.
Listen, there's certain people in Trump's orbit who, when they tell you what they're going to do, I really listen, and I would put Steve Bannon at the top of this list. He's somebody who has been one of the senior-most advisors to Trump since the first time that he ran. He predicted the events around January 6th, the efforts to overturn the election. And I feel crazy because I feel like a conspiracy theorist talking about this. Yeah. I asked Justice Sotomayor when she was here, yes. And people were like, oh, that's so wild. But here's the thing. This is a person who's been right before saying it. The president himself isn't ruling it out. Now, what I would say is this. There's two ways to do it, but I think he's going to go for the third way, which isn't technically the way you would do it. You would either need a supermajority in Congress to pass a change to the Constitution, right, or you would need 2/3 of states calling for a constitutional convention, correct, to consider making this change. I sort of think that he's going to try to challenge it through the courts on the grounds that it wouldn't be consecutive terms. And so to kind of parse the language within the Constitution to say that he actually could do this. And with the makeups of the courts where a lot of judges are in power because Trump put them there, it's possible that they perhaps could rule in his favor. So I say don't rule out what he is saying. I also know Donald Trump well enough to believe this is not a guy who's going to be a lame duck after the midterms. He's not going to be like, oh, let all the center of gravity shift to J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio while he fades into the distance. So it's something to keep an eye on. I find it concerning.
Did you see Marco Rubio's face in that video? I mean, he looked like a hostage. Wait, you mean I'm not next? I know, like, please, but you know. But can I, to Alyssa's point, I always thought, okay, the 22nd Amendment is so clear. You learn in law school, no president can run twice because it really came into effect in the 40s after LBJ had like 4 terms.
Roosevelt.
And FDR had 4 terms, and then you had like the other one, Truman, who didn't run for re-election but kind of said that he could. And so we put this into the Constitution for a reason. But when you asked Sotomayor that question, she said, well, it hasn't been tested. And that told me everything that I needed to know because I think that she is a very faithful constitutionalist. I think that she also understands that the Constitution can be interpreted as a living and breathing thing as opposed to just sort of this thing that was written eons ago.